All right, let's move on from talking about who we look like to the golden era of pro swimming. How am I not in this picture? Y'all messing up, guys. I know there's a picture somewhere. Yeah, so the golden era is pro swimming, right? And so in our group chats, Elvis made a very interesting point, because I always, when I swam, right, it was like, why are you a pro swimmer if you're not trying to get a medal? And some people just don't have a chance, right? Like or make an Olympic team, right? And some people it's like, you have no chance. Like, why are you still swimming? And then he made a very interesting point. Pro swimming is not Olympic swimming. He didn't say that, but that's like how it clicked in my head. It's a profession. You're trying to make money. And Elvis had some really good ideas back then. He was in Miami. I'm going to him, bring his ideas to you. And looking back at it, it's like so many pro swimmers would have been able to keep going if, I guess, Elvis was taken more seriously. So Elvis, tell us about it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate no one really saw the vision, but this goes back to when Team Elite was like everywhere. And honestly, we could even take it further back. I would put a lot of the blame of that on Roy Birch, because he was one of the first to really do it big on social media and start marketing himself.
Yeah, shout out to Roy. Shout out to you, Roy.
Shout out to Roy. In fact, I used to watch his stuff and be like, what is this dude posting again? Like these stupid blowing ring bubbles underwater. And then all of a sudden I noticed, I was like, yo, his stuff is getting attention.
Yeah. Lights was going crazy.
Yeah. So I started hitting him up. I'm like, yo, I need some advice. How are you doing this? So he gave me the game, some advice. And then I started basically mimicking his blueprint. And next thing I know, I started coming up. And it got to a point where, I had grown my brand following his blueprint to a point where I was getting more sponsors than people with gold medals.
Right.
Because
I remember that.
And it did not make people happy.
I was one of them.
But see, what swimmers didn't realize back then was that there was a time where you would win a gold medal, you would get sponsored, no matter what. Medal, sponsor. And then when social media came out, these advertisers start to realize medal doesn't necessarily mean,
eyeballs.
Right. Doesn't necessarily equate to eyeballs, but eyeballs equate to eyeballs.
Thanks.
So I said, well, I'll never get a medal, but I can get eyeballs. Yeah. So I did everything possible to get attention to myself. And of course, that's not what swimmers do. You're not supposed to be boisterous in the media. You're not supposed to call out other swimmers. You're not supposed to do any of that. But I was doing it. And I got a lot of attention for it. And I ended up with a lot of sponsorships. And that's how
a lot of haters.
And a lot of haters. But when everybody wants to be the hero, nobody's a hero. So I said, fine, I'll be the only villain. Whatever.
Yeah. But anyway. And guys, he's not playing. In this time frame, so this would have been 20, at least I stopped swimming in 2014, but 2013, 2014, Elvis was going crazy. His followers were going up. He was always he always had a new sponsor, whether I don't know if they were paying you or if it was a commission based, but there was always somebody new. Or it seemed like that. And I was just yo, I'm way faster than this guy. What's going on? And it was just it was so mind blowing because he wasn't at a major training spot under a major coach.
Nope.
Swimming with major other athletes.
Nope.
And it's just his star just kept rising. And I'm eating $2 spaghetti dinners. Yo, why? So Elvis was the man. So you got two people who was the man back in the day in different ways.
So, well, appreciate that. So what that turned into was, Team Elite was really the prime, pretty much only big pro group.
Yeah. Back then it was called a Center for Excellence. That's what they tried to dub it as.
Team Elite, as much as I hated on y'all, I got to admit, I admired what Team Elite was. It was a legit pro team, operating as a legit entity, training as a legit entity. And then you had this guy on the team, Roy Birch, who was basically the marketing department. you know? So he basically rose everybody up because he would feature Lochte in his post, he would feature Cullen in his post, feature you in his post, Ariana Vanderpool Wallace in his post, and everyone's followers came up, and then Team Elite had their own Instagram at one point. I think I don't know if I think he was running it.
Yeah, he was running it.
And next thing you know, Michigan now has a Team Elite or a pro group. I thought that was stupid. Don't steal the name. Like, they came up with Team Elite, find something else.
Yeah.
But anyway, they were like Club Wolverine, whatever. And then next thing you know, Arizona's got a Team Elite. So at this time, I was training in Miami, and we were working on building a pro team to basically be like the rival to Team Elite. And we went under the name ASAP Miami, which, corny or not, that's what we chose. So
corny back then, super dope now. Super dope name. Super dope name.
So we had Aaron Charla as the coach, who also trained under David. So we had a good sprint group. It was me, a kid named Zach McGinnis. He was ACC champion in the backstroke freestyle. Shout out to Zach. Then we had Roland Skuman, absolute legend.
Yeah.
We had Laura Jackson.
Yeah, that's right, Laura.
Legend. And then we had, I think we were possibly going to have Caesar join. We had some big names coming. And I had a manager at the time, and I had convinced her she managed me at the time and helped me get some sponsors. I told her if she could manage the entire team and get us like a team sponsor, so we would package all of us as this group of eyeballs and leverage it that way. So maybe Roland Skuman may be able to get 100,000 eyeballs. I could maybe get 50,000, but together we could get 150. What can we do with that? So we were talking to this team. We were talking to this company in Miami. I think it was called either the Collection or the Collective. It was
Tell them what it is, because that name does not do its service. Tell them what it was. It
was an exotic car company, and what they were about to do, and they were like right around the corner from where we trained. We trained at this dope high school. What was the name of the high school? It started with an R. Can't remember. Anyway, it'll come to me. And they were gonna basically pay us to have the naming rights on our team. So we were going to be called, instead of ASAP Miami, we were going to be like the Miami Collective or the Miami Collection, which was also dope. So we were like, okay, are we all going to get exotic cars? Are we all going to get like a big stipend? And then what we were going to do from there was take that fame, that money, and that notoriety, and then team up against Team Elite, Michigan's Club Wolverine, and the other pro teams that were kind of budding at the time. And we wanted to do like a big team, basically like championship, pro team championship, kind of what the ISL became eventually.
Yeah.
And then we were going to live stream it on like Swim Swam or some other big media site at the time.
Right.
So it just turned into like too many coaches had too many egos that were like, didn't want to like take part in it. And there was jealousy. And then there was some, it just fell apart, but it was like, we were just like so close. Like, so when I saw the ISL came, I was like, that's exactly what we were trying to do. Right. That's exactly what we were doing.
Right. And I want to say this because like, when Elvis was telling us this in the group chat, like my brain, like I think a lot of steps ahead, and it was just like when he said the thing about the Collective, the exotic car hero, I was just like, oh, like you can see how if you make the right decisions, how this could track, right? Like the ISL, I think I said this in the chat too. They sold swimming, right? At least from my perspective, they didn't sell their stars, right? You tell me, I can go to a swim meet and watch Cesar Cielo, Cullen Jones, Anthony Irvin, Who else was there with us at the time?
Dressel was killing the ISL.
Wait, say what?
I said Caleb Dressel was killing it in the ISL.
No, but I mean in like with the ASAP
versus
versus
ASAP?
yeah, like because you would have pushed the athletes and then you can upsell from it, right? Like you can actually charge what you want. And back then, like kind of like what you said, this was kind of a transitory period where it was like going from if you get a medal, you're paid to eyeballs. Like, yeah, the potential of that, like having all those Brian Lochte, Tyler Clary, right? The last 200 backstroke champions face off. You know, you could run one thing as a heat and then one as a head-to-head. Like you do whatever you want. Like looking at it now, you know, a decade later, it's like, oh dang, like Elvis had it and we all missed it. We all missed it. So shout out to you, man.
But you know what? It's not too late. USA Swimming, call me. Let's start this up.
Cut the check.
The ISL is gone. That's a wide open spot. Why hasn't USA Swimming picked up where the ISL left off?
I mean,
they could do that with US swimmers alone.
Yeah, but I have so many gripes with USA Swimming and how they run things and their creativity department, but it's just they're so focused on, and you know, this happens to everybody really, and even in the world, you're so focused on paying your overhead and your bills that you kind of forget like you got to pay to get out of it. Like you're not going to be able to save up and get out. You got to, you know, scared money don't make no money. You know, shout out to Jeezy, your way out of these situations. And you know, that's a scary thing to do with people you don't know. Even though we know we know, they don't, right? So,
hey, you know, USA Swimming, new CEO, give us a call.
Yeah, holler at your boys. Night Swim Podcast, no lifeguards allowed.